So guys, after 59 days of daily posting, I finally cracked a code for myself. And today we're going to talk about that. I think a couple weeks ago, I posted a video talking about I finally understood the answer to what is your dream job. But for me, it's not really a dream job. It's a dream experience, right? And how I want to feel in my roles or the ideal role. After thinking about this and also thinking back to why I just really have not liked many of my experiences within the last 5 years, I can literally keep going back to this one experience that was the ultimate experience for me. And this was not even something that was in my field. It's not related to anything that I was doing. So for me, it's just still a shock as to why that has been my best experience. This experience was a internship. It was an agricultural internship or sustainability internship in the agricultural school at my university, even though my studying was accounting. And I got this opportunity through being the then president of an honor society that was passed down to me by the previous president that was in the school where the internship was being, where they were looking somebody for the internship. So she's the one who recommended me and I got the opportunity and so forth. And though I didn't have a background in it, but they enjoyed just collaborating with me and I guess our words of referral. So we started working together. And in that experience, I had my values met. I'm going to talk about what these values are that I didn't even realize were my values. And I realized that all of the experiences that I don't feel aligned with lacked either one or multiple of these values. Autonomy, support, trust, and spaciousness. Those are things that I realize that ultimately leads to just me having peaceful experiences in my work environments. This role, I was given my deliverables every Friday. We had team meetings where everybody on the team came together, my supervisors, managers, and everybody that were interns as well came together. We had meetings, we discussed everything that we did, and we got our deliverables for the upcoming weeks or a week at a time. So when I got my deliverables, I had 2 major locations and then I would go on different locations as time went by. But most of my time I was working by myself, so I had that autonomy. If I needed support for any reason, I knew I always had somebody to reach out to. My supervisor was always on it. And I had multiple other people that were on the team that I could reach out to if I was not able to get my supervisor. As well as my manager was also very great as well. But the thing is, because of how I was able to because of the clear instructions, the clear deliverables, the clear expectations, I didn't really need to go to my supervisor that much. I didn't even need to go to my manager. The only time I kind of mostly interacted with the manager was probably on the meeting days when we were discussing how everything went and so forth. So I had space to breathe. Sometimes we had collaborations in the week, but I mostly had control of my schedule. And mind you, I was doing this in the midst of going to school full-time and also working part-time. So I was working around my schedule a lot to show you the amount of autonomy I had to be able to do that without creating frictions. But everything was just so smooth. If we had any problems, I knew I had support, right? So that's the thing. I had the autonomy to do what I needed to do. I had the support and I also had the trust to be able to execute it without constant micromanaging. At the end of every evening, I would upload my data to the system. They would check everything over. I could just upload it on Fridays before the meetings, but just to keep organized and just to ensure that I didn't make any mistakes. And if I did, they were caught early and I could correct it and I didn't have excessive work to do on Friday. I just did it at the end of my days. And so if there was any mistake, they would reach out to me and they would tell me, hey, Khrista, can you fix this? And I would get on it and things would just roll over. And the spaciousness was there because there was no constant micromanaging. And as I said, I was mostly working by myself, but if I had collaborations, they were discussed during the meeting, so I knew what was going on. There weren't any surprise pop-ups, there weren't any surprise check-ins and just random unnecessary check-ins every second. And that spaciousness allowed me to be able to do my work well because I'm not constantly being interrupted. And when when my first contract ended, they renewed my contract for 3 seasons until the budget exceeded. They weren't able to renew it anymore. And they passed me on to a different department to do data entry for the Master Gardening program that they had. So obviously, because I was doing my outdoor work well, and I was also inputting my data correctly and doing everything well there, they also passed me on to do that data entry. But one thing kind of just led to the other, and even when I went on to that data entry role, I had such a great relationship with that supervisor as well. It was more like a one person team, well, two when I joined. So I was working directly with the coordinator of the Master Gardener program, and I was just inputting all the data. I was also transcribing all the interviews that they collected during their gardening sessions, and we shared documents together. Whenever I've uploaded, I got my timelines, upload by this time, upload by this week, and I never failed to meet a deadline. So there was no problem with me being able to work by myself, and that was a remote experience too. So because I did it so well, it just went smoothly. And when I graduated, they wanted to keep me on, but because I graduated, I couldn't stay with them. So they had to move on to other candidates and so forth. But those experiences were just like the ultimate experiences that captured every single essence of how I work well. And I was not able to put that together until today when I was just sitting down and thinking about it. And of course, an experience happened last night that really kind of opened my mind to thinking. And it's so funny how it just came to me just after that experience. But the thing that really sparked me thinking about this, and if you've gotten this far into the video, please stay until the end and consider subscribing if you have not. But the thing that really got me thinking is, I heard in an interview that you would do more things from anger than you would do for love. And when I heard it at first, I was very peculiar. I kind of did that thing with my face like, what? Because I didn't understand it. But, as time goes by, you understand everything that you ought to understand. And because life unfolds in phases, and we really just develop and learn everything that we need to learn in phases, right? I woke up this morning to a missed call from my employer, almost 11 p.m. And when I saw the missed call, I was angry. Not at my employer directly, because I understand that